Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, so we're gonna need to pour some petty wine or petty drink, but with this story, yeah, because it's gonna be very personal, and I pour a little of myself in every episode because, well, a lot of people would call me woke, but yeah. Part of me feels like if you're not awake during your life, how can you authentically enjoy the experience? How can you really know what's going on around you? How can you be able to open yourself up to others and appreciate or know what love is, or at least realize what love isn't? And other emotions too, but especially when it comes to dating nightmares, which if you haven't watched, if you're brand new, I now have right about 500 episodes. You have a lot of catching up to do. So, yeah. If it's your lunch break, oh, I hope you're able to chill and relax and everything like that. And as normal, this is probably going to be a series, but lately, while I have been thinking about my disability journey, a lot of people don't understand how it is for some of us with disabilities when you don't get diagnosed when you're young or a baby. And especially when it's hereditary, when you're born with it, and when doctors are blaming you and everyone is blaming you to the point where, I mean, my mental is still not there. It's I wake up some mornings, especially when medication, like my body doesn't care what medications I take. And it's like for the disability, it was like, I'm still gonna act up. I'm still gonna do what I wanna do, girl. And so it's just like, oh, great. Oh, and I wanted to record and do like stuff for the greeting cards. And oh, yeah, I wanted to start looking up different prices of different oils so I can, because, yeah, I want to know how much to charge for my products. Yeah, but when my body's not acting right, it's not the right time. But I've learned around that, and a lot of people don't understand to the point where I have a tablet charged for emergencies like that. So when my body does not want to cooperate, I grab my tablet and I work in bed. Not as much as I would want to because, again, my disability, but I do what is possible. So that's how I'm going to kind of start because, like I've said, I pour a little bit of myself, my stories, my situations, my heart, my feelings, my authentic emotions in each and every episode. When it comes to especially politics, it frustrates me, it aggravates me, it infuriates me when especially white, straight, able bodied men tell me politics doesn't matter. Just sit back and let them do what they're going to do. Why should you care? Why does it matter? If you knew how many times, but then also, it's crazy to me how many times white men with disabilities tell me this. And I'm like, do you know the history of American disability? Do you understand the embarrassment room? Do you understand the laws and how, like, you were alive when a lot of these laws were created to allow you the freedoms that you have now? But then they just laugh it off. It's not like they can take it away. Yeah, tell that to the women with Roe versus Wade. I know they can't take it away. And then, okay, I've been dragging my black men, but I'm going to keep doing it because they need to. Mm. When black men tell me the same thing, it's really funny how men as a whole, they just act like nothing can be taken away from them. And yes, white, straight, able bodied men, yeah, this country was made for them. Like I've said in other episodes, it's like this country, it's like a shoe. They made the shoe for white, able bodied, straight men, especially Christian, like I call it brainwashing, but because to me, there's a difference with Christian religion and MAGA Christian. Because one leans more on white supremacy. And that's one reason why they say that one person that just passed on September 10th was saying the truth. But then at the same time, they want to say it's like you're taking them out of context, or you're only playing one part of the quote, but then when you play the rest of it, yeah, but I digress. I've talked about him a lot, so go back to those episodes, and I'll probably talk about him again because, yeah, he's said a couple things or a few things about disability too. So, but yeah, I'm not gonna waste my breath on that yet. But I might, I'll see how I feel. But this episode is basically just to start, especially medical nightmares. I've talked about it before, especially with who is a villain, what makes a villain. Remember or look up the episode with Dr. George Cirilli. Oh, it's like I hope I can find a lawyer who will take my case. It's like I've been doing like first I'm getting the paperwork and everything like that, starting the research. But let's just say like for one, okay. America's health system is so messed up. And some people would tell me, well then go to another country. Like, okay, if I know of ways that it needs to be fixed, or if I can communicate and hopefully change it to the point where it's safer and it's okay for everybody. Like, okay, and that's why I don't get like when people say, "You're woke." I'm awake enough to know when our system needs to be fixed. And some people are like, well, it's not it's not broken because I'm okay. And that's one issue with a lot of MAGA. Everything is okay to them until it affects them. And with a lot of, like, I mean, I know some, like I said, there are some MAGA or disability MAGA people. And I'm just like, like, MAGA doesn't care anything about you. It's like the older millennial said that he wants to take all of the people with disabilities and throw them over a mountain. And I have heard so many awful things from the MAGA community about the people with disabilities. But then at the same time, they say our lives matter. Yeah, yeah, they say all lives matter, but they know they're lying because, yeah, what are they doing with ICE right now with the Hispanic community and also with the Middle Eastern community? And it's like, well, like, who do they want to work on the farms? You remember back before the election? Yeah, the orange guy said that it's like the Hispanics were taking black jobs, and now he's expecting us to work on the farms, but now those farmers who were against socialism, but now it's affecting them, so now they need and want socialism. Yeah. So it's like I want to help the medical field in the medical area and doctors and communication because what shouldn't you want people that have been affected who know the situation to go in and help and fix it before it gets to you? Because if you don't know how it is right now, you will have no idea what you're going to be going through when it does get to you. And wouldn't you want somebody that has been going through it, that's learned so much, and that I've talked to other people with disabilities? Wouldn't you want us? Wouldn't you want us to go and try to fix it before it gets to you? Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? I would hope. But I just think it's crazy because of so many people are telling me, just be quiet and stop. Politics is, oh, it's just so stupid. Just, enjoy. It's like, no. For one, I'm a woman. Two, I'm black. Three, disability. So just look up all of the laws that interfere with my life that I have to be careful of. And it's a blessing that I broke up with Mr. No Heart because, who he, you know what? I'll save that story for another time. But I just remember the amount of times this man told me that his family members, he called his own mother stupid because she's a MAGA, and well, at least she's an Orange Man supporter. She probably won't admit that she's MAGA, but she is hardcore MAGA. Who? Because like, especially the family members, the oldest brother, whenever he like, yeah, I've talked about this several times, so yeah, go watch those episodes. But just now, when it came to my disability, I just said this in another one, but she said that I had her permission to file for disability, that I had her permission to go to doctors. And I'm like, girl, you're not the issue. I don't care about you either. I was like, all right, well, I don't care about her anyway either. Because she didn't care about me. She cared about my wallet, and she cared about how I was helping her son. That's all she cared about. She didn't care anything about me other than how was I going to help her and her son? How was I going to make sure he got to the next step? Especially when he told her that I was saving my money, investing my money, and getting everything together so then one day I can buy a house. And she probably told him, behave so you can move into that house. He wasn't going to be invited. He wasn't going to be invited. But yeah, it's like, well, over time you'll understand why I'm going to be mentioning him within my medical, because one piece of advice, if you decide you don't want to watch anymore, listen to this part right here. Because you never know, especially when people get older, senior citizens, a lot have disabilities because your body wears down. Be careful who you marry. Make sure you marry someone who is a friend, someone who loves you unconditionally, someone who married you for more than just your body or what you can do, or that you cook them dinner, do their laundry, and things like that. Because, and yes, like I'll talk about this in later episodes, but I think I've already given hints in dating nightmare episodes. But I I've been seeing more divorces in my Facebook feed lately. And also watching stories or listening to stories of couples where if the wife gets sick or a disability, the husband leaves and he's like, you're on your own. And especially if she was a housewife, oh, you didn't earn any of my money. I worked for, yeah, see, there's so many episodes that are going to be smudged in here. Because I know there was this one conservative girl who just did a whole, I think it was like 40 minutes to an hour talk about why women or why people don't appreciate the red pill, or they don't like the red pill, something like that or whatever. And she was just like, and also I've been watching, there's been a commercial where these red pill men are trying to teach people why conservative life is the better life, and how women are scared to be at home because they don't want to be looked at as a slave. And it's like, no, No, that's not the entire story. But yeah. And you know what? I'm kind of not. Each time I say I'm going to talk about this, but there's so many things that lead up to the disability part. But just know that with a lot of women, independence is everything because I'm with a lot of men, some men only marry at a convenience or because a woman is hot and he wants to brag or wants a trophy wife or wants her body or money or what he can do with her or how he can control her or how she can be submissive and etc etc. But especially back in the 50s or when a lot of white men want to make America back to because like yeah I'm not going to say great because it wasn't great like and a lot of people don't understand it wasn't great for women but a lot of women want to go back to those times too but they don't realize if you give that man that much power yeah you might be in a little bit of trouble because a lot of men cheated and a lot of men stayed after work and they didn't call. And yeah, you have cell phones now. And yes, you can track your man now, but that's a job all on itself and you won't be getting paid for that either. But during that time, depression was at a high for women. And speaking of high, women were enjoying that. Yeah, oh yeah, they were enjoying that plan because they were just like, I gotta cook, take care of these kids, and he's not coming home yet. Heck no. And so yeah, they did a little puff puff, pass to oneself and puff again. That's what they did. And so when you marry, and yes, I've never been married, but I've been in two long-term relationships. One that I was kind of blackmailed into being in, and another one where it's like I was trying to prove to my mother that I could get a guy to love me even though I walk the way I do, but he never loved me. He loved my wallet, he loved my chest, and that's about it. He loved taking advantage of me. Yeah. And so with my disability, see, it's like it's going to lead up to the disability. When I could no longer walk anymore and I had to have the surgery, I had to go to the doctor's appointments, and I'm going to say all of the full on stories later on, but I'm summarizing right now. He never went to one test. The MRIs, the blood work, and all like there are so many tests. And especially around the time of or the with between 6 months to a year. Sorry, I was just like in my head I'm trying to think of like what was the span, but I'll say 6 months to a year estimated. I don't know how many tests I had to go through in order to get diagnosed, but he didn't go to one test, not one. And then after my surgery, it was going for more tests and physical therapy and then other doctor's appointments to the point where I was so tired. Did he call me? No. Go back to the, trying to remember the name of the episode, but I think it's either the video game episode or I might have named it something about calling or something, but yeah, 4 or 5 months this man did not call me because I went on a phone strike. I should have put phone strike in the title because yeah, that's exactly what I did. So just be careful if you're going to get married to somebody. Make sure it's somebody who has your back, someone who cares about you and not just how they can take advantage of you because that's all he did with me. He didn't love me. And I remember the day, I will never forget the day where he had the nerve to tell me that you can't tell me I don't love you. And right after that, he said, or this was texting though, because he said, women call. It's feminine to call. Yeah. He said this on and off years ago, but I didn't know it was going to be to that extent where I literally had to wait 4 or 5 months for him to text me that the Magic School Bus was coming to PBS. Idiot. But it's like right after he said that you can't tell me that I don't love you. He tried to hurt me so badly. Because right after he said, you don't even know what you're diagnosed with. Oh. But then I just remember because I just made it home from a doctor's appointment, I think. Because I know I just made it home. And this was like right before COVID. But I remember I was just diagnosed. Just diagnosed. No. This was after, like, no. It was during COVID, but I'm trying to remember what phase because there was a gap of time where we couldn't go to the doctor, so everything was virtual and over the phone. But either way, when he said this comment, I was diagnosed. And do you know what his comment was to me? Do you know what his comment was to me? And you know what? I'm going to give you a minute. In in the messages below, type, what do you think he said to me? Like after. Like, cause he said that you don't even know what you're diagnosed with. And he texted like, I know him. Like the way he texted, like he enjoyed that. And so when I told him that I am diagnosed, it's like while you refuse to call me, while you refuse to check up on me, while you lied. Yeah, because I told the whole story of this one. While you lied to me of why you couldn't come over to my house to visit me the week after the Super Bowl, I invited you again because I invited him for the Super Bowl. He refused. Invited him again. He said he was going to come over, but instead he lied and got on Steam, the video game like website, played video games all day until around 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Then had the nerve to text me. Oops, I've been busy all day, and now I don't have enough time to come over, not knowing that I watched him because I was typing my novel, another rough draft of my novel, while I was looking at the Steam screen so I can watch and see which games he was playing how long to see, okay, is he going to pick up his phone? Because I texted him, I called him. And yes, this episode, like, I'm going to get to the medical version another time, but it's like I feel like some ladies, it's like if you're thinking about dating or marrying a guy, you have to think about what happens if, like, especially like, because I'm not saying you're gonna have a disability immediately, whatever. I hope not. I would not wish this nightmare on anybody. But when you get older, it's like, will your man try to leave you? Will he be with you? Will he be your sidekick? Will you basically be, kind of like the Joker and Harley Quinn? But yeah, I'm a nerd. So anyway, I just I remember watching him playing those video games, and I was so hurt because I'm just like I I'm scared because this is back before I was diagnosed. This is like right after my surgery. The stitches, I think, yeah, this was, yeah, super, because, yeah, stitches were still in my leg. I think the stitches were supposed to be removed in like the next week or the week after, something like that. But that's how fresh my surgery was. He didn't go to the hospital. And yet all of this stuff is in different episodes. But he didn't go to the hospital. He didn't come to visit me because I begged him. I begged him. It's like, because I was undiagnosed. I was scared. Is this going to work? I don't know what's wrong with me. Everyone kept blaming me all of my childhood, all of the ABUSC that I had to face. My mother telling me when no one else was around, as long as you walk like that, no one's ever going to want you, love you, or marry you. And then having a perfect sister. Oh, your sister's smart, but I guess you're not. At least you're not as smart as her. Oh, your sister's perfect. She's amazing. And she walks right. Why don't you walk right? Or even at church. You only walk like that because you don't love God enough. You have to read the right scriptures. You have to pray. See, you're not a diligent Christian because God doesn't make mistakes and he would never make that mistake on your body. Just imagine all of this. Especially, I just got started with the Christian. I only did a couple episodes, but like when it comes to medical nightmares, Christian edition, I probably have more than 20 to 50 episodes right at the top of my, because like, right while I'm talking about it, I'm picturing all of the episodes I can do because of, like, I think I did one about one of the Bible studies. There's a few I can do on Bible studies alone. Some of you guys have no idea. Some of you guys have no idea. But when it comes to my ex, I begged for him to go to the hospital because, again, I'm undiagnosed. I don't know if it's going to work, and I've never had surgery before. It's like I had wisdom teeth pulled, and that just made me more scared because I woke up during the procedure. And so part of me was like, if I woke up during that procedure, what about if I wake up during my like, what's going to happen? Like, I'm scared. I was so scared. I was so scared, but he didn't care. He didn't care. And I don't know why he didn't care, but at the same time, I do know because he didn't really love me. He loved my money. He loved my money. And the thing is, it's not like I wasn't wealthy or anything, but he knew that I never wanted his daughters to call him a deadbeat dad. I never wanted his daughters to say that they weren't taken care of by him. I never wanted that. And so it's like, but then it was a loan though. I didn't give it to him. It was a loan. And everyone kept telling me, be patient with him. Once he gets his life together, he's going to pay you back tenfold. Don't worry, you're going to get so many blessings because he's going to see how amazing you are because you had his back and you helped him. If it wasn't with that, if he didn't have you, oh my gosh, his life would be a nightmare right now. So many people telling me these lies. But I will go into more detail, but now it's like, oh, yeah. At the end of the day, be careful who you marry and date. Because as you get older, your body may change. And it might even be Alzheimer's, or you never know. You never know. But thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too.